What is up, YouTube? I just got myself a 2014 Mazda 3 Sport, so it's the hatchback. And I thought I would do a quick little review on it because I've driven it about 200 kilometers since I got it, and I feel like I'm starting to know the car a little bit. So yeah, I thought I could just share my opinions on what I like about it so far, what I find is slightly annoying, and maybe that will help you if you're looking to make a purchase sooner or later of a vehicle like this. Just to kick it off, I did buy a manual, and I've never owned a manual car before. I've learned to drive manual in my ex-girlfriend's car, but outside of that, this is my first manual car, so I'm still kind of learning the ropes. It's fun. It's a lot of fun. The only thing that sucks is I live in Vancouver and the traffic can sometimes be horrendous, so manual in traffic isn't always the greatest. But yeah, let's get to it. So just to start, I did get the GS trim level, which is the middle package. So there's the GX, which is the base, the GX, which is the middle, and then the GT. The GS and the GX both can come with a 2.0 liter engine, whereas the GT comes with a 2.5 liter engine, so it's a little bigger, but the GT is also locked in with automatic in the 2014 models. I believe in 2015 they came out with manual for those, and I really wanted a manual because I just think they're a little more fun to drive. So yeah, so far, let me just start the car up and I can show you what the instrument cluster looks like. So this vehicle is push to start. I've never had a vehicle like that before, nor has anybody that I've lived with, so that's pretty exciting for me. I guess that's pretty common in newer vehicles now, but it was a first. So up here we have our instrument cluster. The only thing I can complain about is I kind of wish the tach over here was actually centered out and we had a digital speedometer, just because driving manual, I feel like usually your tach is more important than your speed if you're downshifting to accelerate to pass people or anything like that. Eventually, like I said, I'm pretty new to manual, so eventually I'll just kind of get to know it by feel, but at first it's pretty helpful to look at. So yeah, that's the instrument cluster. The only difference between the GT package is the tach is in the middle, and then right down in the middle there you have a digital speedometer, whereas this one is all analog, I guess, for the speedo. So moving on to the Infotainment Center, the only downside is the version I got, because I bought it used, it does not have navigation. So when you don't have navigation, it just chucks a big compass on your screen there. It's not the worst in the world. I usually use my phone if I need navigation, but most of the time I have a general idea of where I'm going. The nice thing is it's touch screen, as well as can be controlled with this control system down here, which twists to cycle through things, as well as you can go left, right, and then pushing down is enter. And then you have like some hotkeys to kind of jump from to home to your music, etc. Kind of continue on to this. I'm really enjoying it so far. The only thing I wish it had was Apple CarPlay, because I do have an iPhone. Rumor has it that Mazda is working on integrating Apple CarPlay into their newer vehicles, and they said there's an update that's hopefully going to come out for older vehicles that have this Infotainment Center that's going to allow us to use Apple CarPlay. So I actually just recently emailed Mazda's support to see if there's any new updates on that, and if so, as soon as I can get that would be great. So I'll just quickly cycle through some of the stuff on this Infotainment Center. There's a few apps, such as like an HD radio traffic map, so you can just kind of look at traffic in your area. There is your fuel economy monitor. Mine's averaging around 8.1 liters per 100 kilometers right now, which is, I think, pretty average for this vehicle. Whoops. And then what else is there? There's warning guidance, which if you have the GT model, it comes with a lane departure warning, etc., all that kind of technology, which that's all highlighted in there. And then maintenance, you can set up scheduled maintenance notifications. So once you say you set it to 4,000 kilometers, it would show up on your dash down in that area down there and say, oh, you need maintenance. Next is your entertainment. I usually just use my phone, but you can go in and you can have Pandora USB ports that are, you've got USB SD slot and a battery, or like a plug-in area in there. You can connect your phone or whatever to. So those are kind of all the entertainment things. And then the navigation, as I said, I don't have the navigation package. I think I could actually add that on for $500 at the dealership, but to me it's just not really necessary. So with my Bluetooth connected to my phone, obviously I can make phone calls, it can receive text messages. I don't know if I can send text messages. It's not the biggest worry in the world. I do have this voice button over here, so I can click that and then talk to my vehicle and pretty much say, oh, call whoever, and it will do so. So that's pretty nice. It's very hands-free setup, as most new vehicles are, because I think legally they're required to be. And then finally, it's just the settings. So that's kind of the infotainment center. So my bundle comes with heated seats. I think that's optional in this trim package, but I have it. The only difference down here between the GT and the GS is that this whole setup here is a little more digital on the GT. It gives you actual temperatures, and it's a little cleaner looking. The funny thing I've found about this car that, I mean, I'm not exactly all for it because I'll never use it, but it comes with a CD player down there, which is kind of weird for me in a 2014 vehicle, because I feel like CDs are kind of like, as much as I want to say old school technology, they're not that old, but not many people use them anymore. So yeah, let me just step out and I'll hop into the back seat so I can show you guys generally how big this vehicle is. All right, so this is the back seat. So I am 6'4", so I don't know if I would personally ever fit back here. There is a little bit of leg room behind the chair I have. So that's kind of what it looks like from a distance. The front, it's pretty clean. I really like it a lot. I also have the sunroof up there. So that's the back seat, and then I'll just pop the trunk open. So it's not very bright, so I don't know how much you'll actually be able to see. This is the trunk. It's got decent space. It's not the greatest. Sorry, my garage has absolutely terrible lighting. So this is my vehicle. Sorry, it's covered in water. As I said, I live in Vancouver, so it is always raining, as it is right now. So yeah, this is my vehicle. It's the aluminum color, so it's silver. It is, like I said, I've driven it for about 200 kilometers now, and I love it so far. It's a ton of fun to drive, and my next video will kind of be my future expectations for this vehicle. It is my daily driver, so I'm not going to do too much to it, as well as from what I've seen online. There isn't too much you can actually do to these vehicles in terms of performance, but I do have a few visual upgrades that I plan on putting into it. So yeah, I mean, overall this car's been fun to drive. I'm really enjoying the manual. The fuel economy is great. I used to be driving a GMC Canyon, so it gets almost twice the miles per gallon as that truck did. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video, drop a like, and if you want to see more, I plan on uploading hopefully at least a little bit for now, and then if things go well, more often, possibly day to day, about what I plan on doing with this vehicle. Awesome. See you guys.